How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? I'm your host, Truman Bradley. If you'll follow me to my demonstration table, you'll see something quite unusual. The age of science is the age of metals. Since time began, men have mined and worked metals. The future of metals promises to be greater than the past. We have metals more precious than gold. Metals like uranium that supply power. Recently, science has developed synthetic materials stronger than steel. This dummy wears Doron body armor that stops a .38 caliber bullet at close range. This material was pioneered by the researchers of the Garrett Corporation. In this case, science caught up with fantasy, which brings us to our story. One of the most important parts of air research is the efforts of the metal scientist, known as metallurgists, to find an alloy that will withstand the stress and heat of ultrasonic aircraft as men go faster and higher. To test the experimental alloys, huge wind tunnels provide an air blast equal to the speed of the fastest aircraft. Speed of 2,500 miles per hour, the friction of the air soon destroys the strength of the metal, and it burns like a meteor. But each failure brings men like Professor Rudman and Jim Connors just a little nearer inevitable success.
Burned to a cinder, just like all the rest.
Bring it over to my home, Jim. We'll examine it in my lab, see what went wrong.
All right, Professor. Careful, it's still hot.
Let's try a little less manganese.
Well, we tried that 2 weeks ago.
Well, let's try something different.
What?
Oh, it's an idea I've been kicking around. Here are a few crystals of our test alloy that defy both heat and acid. In some way that we don't understand, they differ from the rest of the metal. Now, if we could just isolate the crystal of alloy that has all the properties that we want and then somehow duplicate it.
Sounds a little like starting with a grain of sand and making a seashore.
Come in.
You two are working overtime again.
Well, you're dressed for dinner.
Well, naturally, it's dinner time.
Gosh, it is 7:30.
Let's get a bite to eat, Dad.
You go ahead. I'll make myself a sandwich here. I'm going to run a routine analysis of the impurities. I won't need you tonight, Jim.
You can't live on sandwiches.
Why not? I've been doing it for 30 years. You run along and feed Jim. Oh, we'll discuss that crystal isolation idea tomorrow.
All right. Good night, Professor.
Good night.
How about a drive and then dinner at the beach, huh?
Sounds wonderful.
Professor Rudman?
Yes. Who are you?
I've been reading in the newspapers about you inventing things all the time in your home laboratory, Professor. And about how you're looking for a tough metal to build rocket planes with. The kind that would make wire nobody could pull out, Professor. You better sit down and listen, Professor. I'll give you the key to that door in a little while.
Who are you? What do you want?
I'm Ralph Parr. Don't you read the papers?
The name means nothing to me.
It will. I just got out of prison, Professor. With this, I'm in kind of a hurry, so I'd be obliged if you just listen with no argument. You know what this is?
It's aluminum foil. No. No, it isn't aluminum foil. I don't believe I've ever seen anything quite like it. It's an odd color.
That's what I wanted to hear, Professor. Watch this. See how easy it cuts. Look at the way I can bend it.
If you just escaped from prison, why did you come here?
I told you, I read about you in the newspapers. Please pay attention, Professor. I'll teach you something. You're not the only one interested in new developments, Professor. Keep back. We're going to run a little ballistics experiment. Shooting hand gets rusty after 7 years behind the wall. Man needs a little practice to group his shots closely. Take a look at this, Professor. Lead bounces on this stuff like spitballs off a brick wall. You ever see anything like it?
The bullets didn't even mark the surface. They simply flattened against it, leaving smears of lead. The hardness factor must be amazing. Not a scratch.
I'll show you something else, Professor.
A metal workable at slow bending speed, easily sheared with hand tools and fashioned with the fingers, and yet impervious to sudden shock or pressure. Where did you get this?
Never mind that now. What I want to know is how much is it worth?
It's priceless. Absolutely priceless. Unless you've shammed this whole demonstration.
I'm a con, Professor. That doesn't make me a fake. Here, take a shot at it yourself. Just remember, you need me, Professor. I'm the only guy alive who knows where that stuff came from.
I'll remember.
Oh, and Professor, shoot in a straight line with the target, or the slug will ricochet. Take it easy, Professor.
Where did you get this?
Give me $10,000 and a change of clothes, and I'll tell you.
I can't do that. I don't keep that much money in my home. Besides, if I did, I wouldn't give it to you.
You don't want to take a shot at me, Professor?
Stay right where you are, Mr. Parr. I may not be the best shot in the world, but I wouldn't risk any sudden move if I were you.
You need me, Professor. How are you going to find out about that metal without my help?
Very simply. Analyze it. Now, I'm not stealing anything from you, Parr. I intend to find where you got that metal, and you're going to tell me. Then, if it's really yours, we'll talk business. First, I want the key to this door.
You're making a big mistake, Professor.
The key, Mr. Parr.
I'm sorry you don't trust me, Professor. Ricochet.
Come on, I'll take you up to your room, Gene.
Mr. Connors. I'll see that one of my men looks after Miss Rudman. There are a few things I'd like to talk over with you.
All right, Sergeant. Will you be okay?
I'm all right now. It was the shock of walking in and finding him like that.
Sure.
Ever see anything like these?
Bullets?
I'll bet a day's pay ballistics can't find an identifying mark on them. You're an expert in metals, Mr. Connor. What could do that to a bullet?
Well, a press could have flattened them. Let's see. Yes, but that wouldn't account for the mirror-like smoothness on one side of these slugs. Huh. A press or die would have imperfections that would appear as microscopic marks.
I'd say they weren't bullets, except the old man's wound was caused by something like this.
Well, I don't know what shape these slugs, Sergeant, but whatever it was a surface harder and flatter than a diamond's, perfectly smooth. Well, that's something that doesn't exist.
The bandit answered the description of the gunman who held up the First National earlier today. This time it was a payroll truck. Again, the bandit showed a strange disregard for firearms. Police indicate they know the identity of the gunman, but so far the mystery of a seemingly bulletproof man goes unsolved.
Well, that ties in perfectly. Whatever the killer took from this room, it's made him bulletproof. Your father must have made some important discovery, something I knew nothing about. Jean, do you think maybe your father didn't trust me?
Of course he trusted you. Why do you ask?
Well, think, Jean. Discovery of great value was made here. Why didn't your father drop some hint or mention something about an armor? I mean, how do you explain these?
I don't know, Jim. But if Dad did discover something that he didn't have time to tell you about, he certainly didn't mean it to become a shield for a criminal.
An important development like this couldn't be made while we were out to dinner, Jean. No, this was something he was working on alone for a long time. Something we've got to get back.
How? If police bullets won't stop this man?
Well, I don't know. But we've got to find a way.
The bulletproof man wasn't stopped. He piled up a record of daring hold-ups and bold escapes, somehow evading police bullets. He eluded every trap. There was no stopping the bulletproof man. Some weeks after Professor Redmond's death, Jim decided upon a plan that hinged upon the cooperation of the head of one of the world's largest steel mills, George Martin.
The last thing that Professor Redmond talked about was a crystal isolation concept. The means of finding one single molecule of an alloy that had the strength and hardness we required, and then duplicating it.
I see. I called on your father's opinion many times, Mr. Redmond. He was a man greatly respected in his field, and a good friend of mine. I was deeply sorry to hear of his death.
Thank you, Mr. Martin.
And you think Redmond stumbled on a formula for an alloy of tremendous strength and hardness?
And it fell into the hands of a criminal.
The man is a fool. A metal like that would be worth a king's ransom. He needn't have robbed at gunpoint. The alloy is a far greater weapon than a gun.
Exactly.
What do you want me to do?
Make him an offer. Not directly, but release a press statement stating that, in your opinion, an armor such as the bulletproof man is reputed to have is impossible. But if it did exist, it would be worth $1 million.
$1 billion, you mean? It might work. You two go on home. I'll give it a try. And if the bulletproof man takes the bait, I'll let you know.
Thank you, Mr. Martin.
George Martin, one of the world's bigger steel executives, had a word to say about the bulletproof man. The weight of any known armor would prohibit the fast-moving tactics characteristic of a bulletproof man, so he doubts that such an armor is the explanation. However, Mr. Martin added in his press conference today, should such an armor exist, it would be worth $1 billion to its possessor.
It worked. Like I told you on the phone, he rose to the bait. Of course, he priced it a little high. $50,000 in 5s, 10s, and 20s.
Are you sure he is our man?
I'm betting 50,000 he is. Let's have that valise.
Right.
Now, here's his conditions. First, we don't call the police.
All right.
And second, that my agent, that's you, meet him when and where he says, alone.
Well, it's fine, but when and where?
Well, he'll call you at the lab. Now, you're to let the phone ring. He isn't taking any chances on the call being checked or traced. When the phone rings 3 times, twice in a row, that will be your cue to start driving at 40 miles per hour toward the desert on the main highway.
All right. How do we make contact?
You are to watch for his signal.
What kind of a signal?
Well, he didn't say, but it will be on an isolated part of the highway. Somewhere that he can keep an eye on you until he's certain that he's not walking into a trap.
What about you?
Oh, I'll be careful.
Well, just make sure that you don't pay more than what's in that valise.
Right.
Good luck.
Please, be careful.
Oh, I will. Look, call Martin, will you? But not for at least 30 minutes, because he'll check to see if you use the line.
The call came at 4:30 in the morning. By dawn, Jim had not been contacted by the bulletproof man.
Get out. Glad to get that off. Hot as the inside of a furnace. You open the valise, Connors. I'm not taking any chances that it's booby-trapped. You scientists are too tricky.
You don't get the money until I have the metal.
Okay. Any way you want it. I'm easy to get along with. That's what you're looking for? The professor didn't believe it was the real thing either. Watch, Connors. That's how the professor got it.
You killed him?
No, he took a shot at me. The slug hit that stuff. The ricochet dropped him.
Well, the police test did show that he fired the gun.
Sure he did.
How did you know that Professor Rudman had this metal?
You've got it all wrong. I had the metal. The professor tried to get it from me. I'm giving it to you straight. Bring the dough.
Where are you going?
To show you where I got the metal. Read this.
Indio, March 3rd. Residents reported seeing an unusual display of meteors last night. Brilliant flashes of light were followed by loud reports from the sky.
That's the night I escaped. I kept off the main roads. I was right around here someplace when I saw the lights. I'd been dodging the cops all day and half the night. I was going to catch a little shut-eye when these lights came over. First, I thought they were jets. There is a base near here. Then all of a sudden, lights come down around where I am. I think it's a police helicopter and start to get out of there fast. I ran up the road and stopped to look. They were working half the night on the hull of that thing with torches that looked like flamethrowers. And then suddenly there was a big flash of light and a kind of explosion. And then I see it. Like a thundering streak, it zooms right up out of sight. That's when I know it isn't jets or a helicopter. No ship we've got on Earth can go that fast.
You expect me to believe all this?
You've got the metal, haven't you? In the morning, I took a look around. Come on, Connors, I'll show you. There are all kinds of things like that laying around here. Know what they are?
Metal clip of some sort. Fused glass.
Glass.
The sand was heated white hot in an instant. Cooled into crystals of glass. You find the metal here?
Yes. When I touched it, it was light and pliable. Then I used it as a shooting target. That's when I knew what I had.
We could reproduce this metal. We could visit them as they visited us. Well, you kept your part of the bargain. I'll keep mine. Maybe they left it deliberately. Could be they wanted us to have it.
Hold it, Parr. These belong to you?
That dirty double-crossing Connors.
Connors didn't cross you. We heard that press release, too. Connors led us here without knowing anything about it. Let's go.
I just want to see if Connors gave me a fair count. $50,000. First time I seen this much dough all in one piece. Easy come, easy go.
Our story was fiction, but the search for a metal such as we have seen is not. With light metals that could withstand the rigors of rocket propulsion into the unknown, man could launch an exploration to the moon or beyond with rocket fuels we have today. I'll be back in a moment.